Hello everyone. I have a Wet One League Plays update for you before we get into this wonderful video. This channel officially has become monetized. You can now become a channel member if you like. I kind of just threw it together to be honest, but this has been a goal of mine for a while. It's the description's all down there. I got a Discord server. Maybe we could play some 10-mans, you play some ARAMs, stuff like that. You don't really have to. It's not like I'm hurting for it, but appreciate you guys getting me to this point because it's just been a goal for the channel. And if you want to support me, you can with the memberships. And that's really all I got. So hope you enjoy the video and roll that cheesy intro. All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the meat and potatoes of it. If you're a meat and potato type of person, LCS Spring Split 2026 Week 3 predictions from the wettest one of the leaguest players. That's me. So before we get directly into it, remember we do support the LCS here. This is an LCS breakdown. So LCS, like, comment, subscribe. Always funny, isn't it? So first series of the weekend. A little interesting if they're going for a viewership thing, but whatever. It's C9 versus Disguise. C9 is 2-0. Disguise is 1-1. Let's break it down. So this matchup, if we're talking what I would have thought at the beginning of the season, I would have thought it could have been a little closer. But FlyQuest just completely destroyed Disguise. I mean, they took him for a walk in the park, but Disguise was on a leash the whole time. It was not that pretty. This is not a great matchup if you're Disguised. For your confidence, that's certainly true. You coming out of that Fly game, like, whew, that sucked. Hopefully we can rebound next week. Oh, it's nice. It's Cloud9. Now, I'm not saying Cloud9 didn't have some scares, but like they're doing a little better in Disguises right now. Can C9 show the good is really what I'm looking for this week. They showed some good versus Sentinels. They also showed some pretty disgusting stuff. Sven and Blabber specifically had some pretty rough instances, we'll call them. So C9, you'd obviously like to see them correct that. They're a really solid macro team in theory. They should have good drafting. Disguise is not exactly known for their good drafting. And I'd like to see Cloud9 prove that they are well above a team of this caliber. I think they'd want to rebound after what they did against Sentinels. I'm sorry if the past results are flipped over. They are because Disguise is in the wrong order and C9's in the other order. Ignore it. I'm sorry. I just noticed it too and it bothered me. I'll edit that out. No, I won't. So Castle versus Thanatos. That's kind of a banger matchup, though. You got to admit that's some heat in the top lane. Castle's looked very solid. Shining Light of Disguised, honestly, really never doing bad in lane on his own. Thanatos is like that, but on steroids. He is actually just winning lane almost every time, getting solo kills almost every game, always getting good picks for himself. He has a lot of good picks in the end. Will Disguise be willing to focus that to give Castle an upper hand? Because, I mean, if you can force Thanatos down onto something, I don't know if you're ever going to see him on Ornn duty really in this meta, but can you get him at least away from the Gwen stuff? Maybe get him onto a Jax, the Aatrox, stuff he's not as prone to just taking the game over on. Can you take his Renekton away or have a good matchup into it and actually be able to punish off of it? We'll see, because Keria had a tough week last week. He really did. Blabber had some ups and some downs. He was quite ahead in the Malphite game in Game 3 against Sentinels. But they need to show superiority, Cloud9 does. And Disguise needs to show that feistiness still can work. That last week just is what it is. They got completely aggressed on and just couldn't handle it. Off week, maybe. Sajed, obviously still a player I'm really excited for. I think Call Me versus APA is a good matchup. Keria, when he's looking good, he looks good, man. And, maybe you pick Skarner and Sven will do some war crimes into you. That's always an angle if you're a team against Cloud9, and Keria's got a good Skarner in theory. Maybe the Mundo could come out from Wells as well. He looked really good on that. But if we're being honest, this is all about top lane, in my opinion. I feel like maybe it's not all about top lane, but if you could only watch one lane the whole time, this would be the fun one to watch. Thanatos has absolutely been the MVP of Cloud9, best player, maybe in the league as of now, based on current form, based on how dominant he's looked. He did an interview this week kind of saying how he knew that Cloud9 fans were kind of tired of the ints and the losing, and he wants to fix that, and he's motivated, man, and it's super fun to watch him play. Obviously, Disguise, a team I like. I wish both of them could just not lose, but in the end, I do think Cloud9 does take this one 2-0. I think Disguise not going to be the best mentally. I think Cloud9 will want to show that they can get a 2-0 out there. I think this is a team they can do it against. They're not a team with a lot of good macro. They're not going to punish you macro-wise. Sentinels was able to get some good reads, good dragon leads. Classic yawn. Love that. If that's a, that could be a prediction for how the rest of this video is going to go, because I'm not going to lie, if you're looking for competitive series this weekend, you're not starting out well, and I don't know if you're going to get any, but regardless, 2-0 for C9. I think they lock it down, man. I think they got a little more to play for, and looking to take possibly sole possession of first place be really good for them. And Disguise, sorry, that's tough. So next game of the weekend, FlyQuest versus Sentinels. Sentinels looking to break their losing streak. They are 0-2, tied with Dignitas in theory. And FlyQuest 1-1 after beating the absolute brakes off of Disguise. So let's get into it. Big key points here. Preseason, I would have said this was close, to be honest. And I don't know now, man. FlyQuest just destroyed Disguised, and Sentinels has looked they look iffy. I would say they've looked capable, but not able to get it over the line. Or Hambach just ruins the whole fucking game for no reason multiple times. Like, that can happen sometimes. I think mid lane is quite outclassed. I think bot lane can be kind of close. Rahel has looked pretty good. He had good Caitlyn games, who he's obviously a great support, but Masu and Cryogen are quite strong. And yeah, Impact has looked still quite bad. Gatghost is not maybe the most dominant top laner, but Impact is not going to be a strong point by any means. So I'm not feeling as confident in Sentinels as I would. I would have been like, oh, but their macro game. Oh, but their structure. What structure? What structure? I don't know, man. It feels like it just kind of doesn't quite have enough. That they do just make the one mistake that loses them the game, or they do just fall behind and get slammed. Honestly, it doesn't feel like they've got that killer instinct right now. And I'm also thinking Quad might have a field day. It's like I said, Sentinel's been okay, but for 0-2, but Hambach rough, Impact old, love that. And maybe FlyQuest will struggle into them. Maybe that level of structure versus Disguise, like lack of structure but more aggression. Maybe Sentinels won't fall as far behind to be able to find picks. Maybe they'll find a nice 1-2 loss instead of a 2-0. Because I just feel like FlyQuest is really picking up steam here. Quad, Masu, very strong players. Griffin had a great series. And Hambach, not the guy that's going to punish Griffin, for being honest. So, yeah. Sorry for the yawns, but I'm predicting FlyQuest 2-0. Keeping it real, I don't think Sentinel's pulling this one off at all. It matches with the colors even, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say. I think FlyQuest dominates them. Really, I just don't know that Sentinel's structure is enough to put up resistance to what FlyQuest got going on. And FlyQuest could be looking for top 2. LYON and TL are looking iffy. C9's looking a little iffy too. FlyQuest could go up there. I don't know how they'll do in playoffs, but they're looking quite strong after their week 1 fallback. It should be noted that FlyQuest just beat TL with Nasus Jungle and EWC. And speaking of EWC qualifiers, I do know they're happening. I wasn't aware until I heard it in a random podcast, but I'll cover it. I'll try and do some coverage of it. I can't say I care very much because they're online qualifiers happening in the middle of the week. I'm not doing the same level of work into that watching those games because I'm actually at my job. That's what's convenient about the weekend games. I can take notes on them. I'll recap them. Maybe once I'll just recap all the games that happen in a week and do predictions for the whole next week. Try and get it out tomorrow. I just getting that out there in case you're wondering where my coverage was. I care, but not too much. It's EWC. It's not really the biggest deal in the world. It's just a lot of money in it. Okay, let's talk about the LCS. LYON versus Shopify Rebellion. Both teams 1-1, so obviously they're really similar, right? Of course not. So there's no key points, guys. Let me fix that. Aha. I actually do have editing software. So, LYON versus Shopify. Shopify, it's good. You got Shopify in the name. You got other sponsors. They're going to be on air for at least 2 guaranteed games. That's big. That's good. for your org because you make money that way. But in theory, man, LYON should just destroy them. I get they looked kind of meh versus Dignitas, but like they're obviously way better than that, I think. Saint does need to step it up. Inspired needs to not get randomly gapped by the Dignitas jungler. That probably shouldn't happen too much, but like Inspired probably threatened his whole team. Let's be honest. Even though it was kind of his fault they lost that one game last week, he was just getting outpathed brutally. He threatened someone. Maybe he was in the mirror saying, he's in the mirror talking to himself, I will hurt you. Maybe it's what he was doing, I don't know. I'm not inspired. I can't tell you. But I think they turn it around, to be honest. This is the Zinni versus Saint fraud off. They've both been looking like good. Zinni's had some good games. Saints had some good games, but both of them kind of failing expectations overall. I don't blame Zinni as much because, like, playing for the Shopify org, like, come on, man. But Saint, not been looking too impressive. Try and get him on the Ari, get him some confidence, but I don't know, man. It's worrying because he can't just only do that in playoffs. Like I said last week, every start of every international tournament is in groups. To be fair, though, if they win, well, I'm sorry, there's a bracket in every international tournament. Oh, Jesus. There's a group stage in every international tournament. I'm so intelligent, by the way. Unless you win this tournament, to be fair, if you win LCS, you do just go right to the bracket of MSI. So maybe LYON wins the split, they win MSI? It sounds valid to me, if I'm being honest. Dokla could be an MSI champion. Wouldn't that just be ideal? Jesus. But let's be real, man. Saints been looking concerning. If LYON lost this, it would be absolutely one of the funniest things ever because Shopify is a trash org. They almost lost to Dignitas. LYON did. LYON lost the game and Shopify just trashed Dignitas. That's very concerning stuff. Like, Jesus, man. Fudge, maybe you can gaslight Dokla into picking Vayne and just being semi-useless the whole time. LCS released this whole thing like, oh, Dokla, the underdog. Yeah, he's the underdog because he's like mid at best. He just happens to be from North America and playing the least relevant lane. So he's on the good teams because they need to buy Inspired, Saint, and Berserker. Let's actually think about it, man. He did good in playoffs because Inspired camped him and they gave him counterpick every game against Morgan. Jesus. I'll never not be mad about it, by the way. But I've ranted maybe, probably enough here. It's 2-0. LYON, I think they get into shape. I don't think Shopify Rebellion is anything, to be honest. They beat Dig. It's great. LYON looked bad and still beat Dig. I'm giving LYON the benefit of the doubt at least once. If they look bad against Shopify, then it's like, ooh, whoa, ooh, hey, that'd be disgusting. It'd be gross. I might throw up on camera in my next video if LYON lose to Shopify. Promise, I'll do it. So LYON, lock in. I don't want to do that. Thank you. Final game of the weekend. Wow, it's just sometimes it's hard to find the passion in your life when you look at things like this on your screen. Team Liquid versus Dignitas. TL should never lose. They just shouldn't ever lose. But knowing how they play on stage, they're like, oh my god, X, you out jungled Inspired. Oh, and then they're gonna they're gonna pee themselves on stage. It's gonna be really awkward, to be honest. Like, trust me, this is gonna happen. Like, this is what happens. I'm betting in the scrim rooms even. Like, just play normal and you will win in 42 minutes against this team. They're not good. FBI and Ignar are fine, but like, you're just better. You have Quid and Morgan, for God's sake. Now, they did lose against FlyQuest in the EWC qualifier. And I said I didn't care much about it, but Team Liquid cares a lot because they're like the only org that has enough like players and teams to go to that tournament and actually like win lots of money. So their millionaire owners are probably like, we need them points. You need to be at EWC. And you just lost this online match on a Tuesday and it's going to cost us millions of dollars. So that could shake them. You never know. I got all the deep analysis. Like I'm like a chess engine here looking way ahead. I'm analyzing everything for you guys. I'm also on Bonehead watch for Yeon. Like, will they give him some comedic, like give him a Sivir, bro? I want to see this guy's positioning on that champion. It would just be funny. He 500 range, this guy might as well think he's melee because he plays Ashe like he's playing frontline Vayne. It's concerning. At least he builds like normal items kind of now. He didn't do anything truly disgusting until he plays Jin, he'll probably build like a death cap because he watched the video about, bouncing grenades doing a lot of damage. I don't know, man. I'm talking about all this because the actual games are probably not going to be close. I'm just telling you how to maximize your comedy out of it because Dignitas is just going to be awful. TL, if they capitulate on stage, I'll make a whole separate video breaking it down. I'll watch the highlights. That would be really funny, but let's keep it real, man. It's a 2-0 for Team Liquid. I don't really see any way it's not a 2-0 for Team Liquid. Dignitas is terrible. I get they won a game against LYON. XU life gamed. They still lost the series. That was the peak of their season probably. I still think they're on a very reasonable track to going 0-7, and TL, they might make it look ugly. They probably will make it look ugly. They'll randomly throw, but Dignitas is probably not good enough to punish any of that. So watch for comedic effect. Honestly, Dignitas always bound to put up a banger in some way. It just might be them getting banged, that type of thing. So thank you guys for watching. I have broken down all 4 best of 3s for this illustrious weekend we have ahead of us. Thank you guys for all your support, really getting me to a point where I can have channel members, and soon enough, maybe some of you join. There's a Discord that I made, super high effort. I promise if you join, you'll see it. It's crazy. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. As always, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think I should have thought, stuff like that. Share the video, all that good stuff. I appreciate you guys, and I'll try and get the EWC thing out tomorrow. If I don't know, man. I'll try. Even if I just got to record it on my phone in a car like the good old days for my day ones that know, like the 2024 World Championships when I was recording in a car. We could be going back to that if I don't got time, but I'll see you then. Thank you again, guys.